If you're new to OFM, then you may be toying with the idea of buying your first creator or creators from the model marketplace, but this just might be the dumbest and worst thing that you ever do. My name is Liam Turnbull, CEO here at TDM, and in the last 5 years, we've grown over 100 creators to the top 0.1%, and today I'm going to tell you why marketplaces are to be put in the bin. Before we continue, if you're finding this video valuable and you want to get in on the discussion, then linked in the description is our free Telegram community, where we essentially discuss all things OFM, from client acquisition to traffic to chatting. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Back to the video. Now, a model marketplace within OnlyFans management is typically a sketchy Telegram group that presents you with a roster of creators that you can buy. It will show you the profile, maybe some social links if you're lucky, maybe a picture or two, a little bit of information about what phone they have, where they're from, if they make any money on the platform, and a price that you can pay to buy what they portray as the contract. The reality is you're buying the creator like they are cattle at an auction, but it is presented as buying the contract. The selling point is that it's easy because a couple of clicks of a finger and a few $100 later and you've got yourself a creator. So that initial step of getting yourself into the space and actually being able to make money is essentially taken care of, right? So it totally serves a purpose and I completely appreciate why it's appealing. We just need to look at whether it's the right decision. Now, if you ask me, I think it's concerning that an agency can judge whether or not a creator suits their criteria based on a couple of images. You know, they are given virtually no information about this creator and the way they live, hobbies, interests that they have, and whether or not they're even open to shooting content or getting stuck into making more. And what they often forget is that in many cases, it's really the lowest quality pool of creators that you have access to in these marketplaces, because any creator that has any real potential is snapped up by the group owner long before you even had the chance to see, because most of the marketplace owners happen to also be agency owners. So they get first dibs, they pick the creators that are any good for themselves, and then they will kind of just dump everything that they don't see potential with into the groups for you. Both you and the creator are customers of the group owner. The group owner is the one that makes the money here. The group owner is the one that wins. Buying a creator on the marketplace does mean that you don't get the chance to learn how to actually market your services, gather a lead, handle the lead, jump on the phone, sell services, nurture that lead. There's a lot of the important end-to-end process of lead capture to sign that we lose out on if we just resort to buying off the marketplace. These skills are transferable to future creators and future business models, so it's really important that you actually get stuck into organically signing your own creators. Not only is it a better option for a few reasons I'll explain later, but it also gives you the chance to learn, which is invaluable. Oftentimes, the metrics that are shown on the creator's profile on the marketplace are actually not the case either. I've heard from many occasions where we've worked with agencies on either our chatting service or mentorship or accountancy of some sort, and they've shared with us experiences about buying a creator from the marketplace for X number of $100 to then find out that the creator had no previous content, was not open to producing anymore, had like an iPhone 6, was based in Patagonia with no internet. And it's like, what are you actually meant to do with that, right? Like, what is even that? One of the worst bits about it for me is the implications that can potentially come legally down the line. If you think it's acceptable to buy and sell creators, then honestly, I think you're the reason why the industry is frowned upon. It's like the Wi-Fi money edition of human trafficking. It doesn't make sense to me how people think that it's okay. I totally get that you're buying a contract and everybody's making money, but really that's a facade. The transparency of it is that you're purchasing a creator or selling a creator in an environment where you haven't seen the end-to-end process. You likely don't know either the buyer or the seller, and therefore you are potentially involving yourself in a chain of events that a crime could take place within, and you have no idea, but you facilitated it happening. For example, if you sell a creator to somebody on the marketplace and they buy for $500 and then something happens, God forbid they abuse that creator or they financially steal from that creator or something happens where the law is broken and you facilitated that taking place, then that isn't going to end well for you. Or if you're buying a creator that brings a load of baggage and issues with them, again, not only are you paying for it, but you're paying for a headache. So in any case, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze from that point alone. But then the icing on the cake for me is that you are quite literally buying blind. There is no relationship in place here. You don't know the creator, they don't know you. You haven't met in an organic fashion or via a mutual friend or in something that comes across authentic. How do you even know that you're going to get on? You don't. And in many cases, I imagine you won't, because you're probably finding a creator from Eastern Europe or South America that likely speaks a different language to you, likely operates from a different culture from you, likely doesn't understand that they're even being bought. I imagine that a lot of these people aren't even aware that they're being involved in this transaction. So the chances of that relationship going well, you building a relationship, gelling, and actually being able to add a mutual value is quite slim. And off the back of that, the chance of them paying invoices is quite slim. And the chance of you being able to pursue a debt in South America or Eastern Europe for a creator that you purchased without them even knowing is again slim. So where exactly is the upside here? Remember, outreach is actually easy if you know how to do it. Sending a bunch of DMs is not outreach. Outreach is delivering a crazy amount of proof that's virtually impossible to ignore, or presenting an offer that is simply impossible to say no to. If the creator doesn't open your message, that's your fault for not spiking enough curiosity or showing enough social proof. If the creator doesn't reply, that's likely because you haven't created enough initial interest, you haven't, again, spiked curiosity. If the creator doesn't sign with you or come back to you after your conversation, you haven't delivered enough proof or you haven't given a good enough offer. That's the harsh truth that you need to accept. Anybody can pitch an amazing offer, right? And I'll give you an example. If I had no creators on my roster, one of the first things that I'd be doing is going to reputable creators and I'd be saying, look, I appreciate that you've already got an agency. I'm not looking to barge in. I would love if you could send me over a tracking link and I will take care of everything. I will produce my own content. I will share my own traffic. And if you'd like to, you can compensate me. If not, I just really appreciate you sharing the results so that I know how much traffic that I've driven. Because even now I'm not getting paid, what I've done is generated so much proof. Let's say, for example, I just gave 1,000 subs to Sophie Rain, which by the way, isn't that difficult to do because every time you say the name, they are going to sell themselves. So your job as a marketer is actually not that hard. But if you manage to drive 1,000 subs to Sophie Rain and then you go over to a bunch of other creators on Outreach and say, hey, I just gave Sophie Rain 1,000 subs, would you like to work together? Or hey, I just gave Sophie Rain 1,000 subs, would you like me to do the same to you? The chance of you getting a reply is now 10x higher. The chance of a creator now being even open to talking to you is now 10x higher. You have leverage, you have proof. Or even if you don't want to do all of that, just put an amazing offer down on the table and say, hey, look, if you don't make more money with me, then I'll work for free and you don't owe me a penny. Or hey, I'll do it on a lifetime trial. Or hey, you currently make 3K, I guarantee you'll make 3K or more with me. Put a bit of risk in, okay? Offer them a guaranteed minimum earning. Offer it on a lifetime trial. Offer to do it on a tracking link with no agency login, right? Just present an offer that is an absolute no-brainer for the creator to accept and then use that success as proof to sign others. It's actually incredibly easy if you think about it. People think that outreach is just sending a message and hoping for the best and then trying to sign them on 50-50 and being greedy. That's the basics of it. But actually being good at it is putting an amazing proof down, an amazing offer down, and signing creators on terms that help you grow rather than help you make money today. But if you don't want to do that and you're resorting to buying a creator on the marketplace, then you've got to evaluate that maybe OFM just isn't for you. But if all else fails and you feel like you just don't have the ability to jump on the phone and close creators in an organic fashion, then what I'm actually going to do for guys that have stuck around to the end of this video is links in the description is my new Ghost Closer call, which is essentially a chance to hop on the phone with me. We will prepare and plan for your sales call. We will review the creator, the pitch that we're going to put forward, where they're currently at. We're going to find a few flaws that we can pick out to help us set the frame up in a way where we can solve problems. We'll actually jump on the phone together. I'll mask as a member of your team. And as a team, we will close the creator for your agency. Of course, we can't guarantee that you're going to close the creator, but it's definitely going to give you your best set of chances to get that creator over the line and start generating revenue in your agency. And I look forward to doing some closing with you.